You're awake. Good morning. Or shall I say, good evening? You've been asleep for some time now. It has gotten rather late. Yes. You fell asleep on the ride back to the city. I would have woken you, but I felt you needed the rest. You've seemed quite overworked the past few days. I carried you here so that you could resume your respite undisturbed. Of course, the first place that I thought to take you was the funeral parlor, so here we are. Although this is arguably not the best place for temporary slumber, there are beds, and it is out of the elements. I was not gambling on you napping for this long. Had I known, I may have attempted to wake you outside of your home. The walk was equidistant. Either way, you are awake now, so I can accompany you home properly in the end. How are you feeling? Thankful we made it indoors? Good. So the location does not trouble you too deeply. Your body grew tense the moment I laid you down. Even from the instant I'd shut the door behind us, I noticed you had some strange reactions to your surroundings. Tossing and turning, muttering illegible noise in your sleep. Had I known any better, I would say that your dreamscape was influencing your mortal coils. I'm afraid the atmosphere of this building may be too much for you. You have always been sensitive to things of this sort. You insist otherwise? There is no need to lie to me. But if that is what you choose to believe, I am in no position to stop you. All I can say at this moment is that I did not plan on leaving you until I knew you were safe at home. I should apologize for bringing you here despite my better judgment. Press on the idea that you have no reaction, but I am well aware of what I've seen. You stirred violently in your sleep until the very moment you awoke, and that bead of sweat on your brow is not toiling in your favor. On the topic of physical response to this building, what exactly was it that roused you awake? I hope it was not the frigid air. Though this cot may have only worsened your condition, the ice-cold chairs would have done you no good either. You were already shivering. I am thankful for your regained consciousness, but I am all more troubled by it. Why? Because you were asleep soundly in the cart for several miles, but the second that you were introduced to this habitat, your demeanor changed despite your supposed lack of awareness. I know enough to know that this means something outside of yourself interrupted your peace. You mustn't feel pressure to inform me, but do not forget our contract in your bold defensiveness. From you, I learn, but all that I discover may be withheld only by myself. I am a retainer of your personal details. I shan't use them against you in the future, nor will I poke fun at you over them now. I'm aware that we are in my place of work, but the director is not here. There's no one to play jokes on you. What was that? Do you now feel comfortable enough to let me know your situation? Very well. Take your time. A nightmare? I've heard of them, yes. I have never experienced one, though. Perhaps the haunting memories of the past may count, but that is for another time. That goes to say, I do not know what nightmares truly feel like for someone like you. Care to explain the feeling? Voices? Was that the entirety of your mind's creation? Abyssal space and ominous noise, cryptic words that you cannot fully understand, pleading cries. I see. Are you afraid to close your eyes once more? Listen, I'm fearful that what you've undergone was no nightmare. I swear that you are safe so long as I am present in this room with you. I'd like to test something, to see if what you felt is what I believe to be. The only voice that you should be hearing now that you've come to fully should be that of my own. That said, if it truly was a one-off experience, I will feel comfortable enough to walk you home. Why am I suddenly so certain? Well, allow me to put it this way. Your plane of dreams. It is your imagination's playground, no? And inside of this domain, you would typically use all 5 of your senses, correct? Exactly the issue. The dream that you've explained to me only contained one of those 5 senses. In a normal setting, this could conceivably be written off as a nightmare or an illusion of the mind. But in an area such as this, and with a person like you, it is entirely possible that those long past are attempting communication through you. What you describe as a dream may very well have been real. You look as though you fail to believe me. I understand. For you, this sounds like some sort of ghost story one would read in a light novel. I assure you, though, as someone who deals specifically in the arts of the Adepti, I can guarantee you that these things are possible. I have witnessed them firsthand. I'd expect you to understand that by this point in time, but some take longer than others to have their way of thinking adjusted. You did first arrive at Liyue only a few moon cycles past. It should be expected that something of this caliber could come as a surprise. We cannot leave the funeral parlor without consequences if there are spirits seeking closure present now. All you must do is close your eyes and rest. I promise I will wake you if there is a sign of vexation. I will be here to watch over you. And you are asleep again. For your own sake, I pray it lasts. And you are awake once more, just as I feared. Listen closely for a moment and tell me what you hear in your head. Silence. All right. And how do you feel? Weak? Oh. Then I'm afraid it is worse than I anticipated. My initial thoughts were that there was someone attempting to drive their dying request with you as a host for their message. But what you're feeling, a weakened frame and delirious state of mind, I'm afraid they wish to do more than get a message across. They see you as a host, yes, but for far more than their parting words. No, you are not being possessed. We would know if that were the case. What I'm seeing here, this person, they want you to harbor them into the future. They can sense that you're special, and they know that by pushing their heavy burdens onto you, they will be free of them, and they can move along. This could come at the cost of your mental health, and if other lingering spirits catch on, perhaps even your sanity. Do not fret. I will not allow it to take over your mind. I still need you to teach me much more before my time comes, so your sanity is a top priority for me. For that, and the reason of your value, relationships amongst one another cannot be quantified in terms of Mora. Your worth to me is priceless, so I must protect it as such. Once more, would you rest? This time, though, you must stick close to me. Be at my side as you drift off. Because we are in the funeral parlor, everything that I'll need will be here with us. Take a seat in the chair next to me. I will place my coat over the fabric so that the cold does not shock you. Is that all right? What about me? The cold does not bother me at all, so I am more than all right with lending you my coat for the night. If this is what it takes to get you your proper rest, it is a more than worthy investment. A single mora can be worth millions when spent on the correct things. You, however, are priceless, so do not worry about me. All right, you stay here. I will be back with key items shortly. Here, hold this. Apologies. Have I startled you? I do hope you had not planned to doze off again before I was back to monitor you. I assure you, once this is complete, you will be able to rest to your heart's content. Now, sit still. Done. Now, hold this. Heavy. It will feel that way for quite a while. You see, this charm is going to act as a ward for these spirits. It will feel heavy when they are close, but over time, the pressure will ease and this will operate as a simple necklace. If you have plans on staying in Liyue for the upcoming festivals, please keep this on you. The spirits are more frequently at play over the night, and I'd rather you not deal with the unsettling nightmares during your time with family and friends. How did I make something like this so quickly? Well, a vision of Geo can come in quite handy in situations like these. All I needed was the assistance of a special stone found frequently throughout the funeral parlor. It is my current belief that someone has been playing with these spirits here, causing their distress. Oh, you needn't worry about why am I having these thoughts, but if they will help you sleep at night. Some of these special jade stones were missing. Only the director and I have access to their casing, so I must have a stern talk with her. Though she respects the dead, she does tend to get a bit carried away in her obsession with the deceased. This coincidence may be a side effect of that. Because you have already been targeted, though, it will only continue to happen until I reach an exorcist. There is no telling how soon that will be, so please, remain protected. Treat this jewelry as a talisman. I'm glad you understand. Now, it is time for you to get your proper rest. The voices should be quiet themselves for the time being. Me? I will stay here with you. You should not return home just yet. If this method fails and the spirits remain with you, they could plant themselves in your abode, even if you ward them out of your consciousness. We have to make sure that once they are no longer with you, they no longer have a chance to return. Don't worry, I won't make you lie on one of those beds again. Follow me into the employee break area. There may only be a couch there, but I promise it is far more comfortable than anything out here. And here we are. Is everything to your liking? I preemptively lit a candle, but if you'd like another for more light, I could do that for you now. Is this all right? Very well then. Make yourself comfortable. I will be here. Yes, in the corner. Why? Is my stance unsettling to you? Ominous? I see how you may feel that way. All right. Where would you like for me to stand? There is still the option of lighting a candle for better light. You would be able to see me clearly that way. On the couch? With you? I'm afraid there isn't enough room for me to sit whilst you lie down. You are overestimating the couch's capabilities. You'll lie down on me? I hadn't thought about that. Well, of course, I knew it was a possibility. I've seen plenty of families lie on each other as they watch Liyue's scenery from the city benches. I've Never participated in any such activity myself, though. Are you positive you'll be comfortable that way? Yes, there's only one way to be sure. All right, I'll indulge you. Like this? I do not resent this. Your presence is comforting, in a way, even though I was not uncomfortable in any way beforehand. Perhaps I will listen to you more often when it comes to these things. I have not had someone ask me for anything of this sort in many years. Though this is unfamiliar territory, it is not displeasing. I can understand why parents choose this method when connecting with their children. And hopefully it makes you feel safer knowing that I am close. Will your eyes close now? Finally. You have a busy week ahead, so please, remain asleep this time around. Unlike myself, you have all the time in the world ahead of you. So, you can use this moment to rest, free of consequence. I won't let anything interrupt you. Good night.